Greetings and welcome to the show, Lightworkers Guide to the Galaxy. This is a show about spirituality and lightworkers, and we're here out on location this time, courtesy of the JA Healing Centre in Clay Hill in Dorking. Now, each week I have a different theme for the show featuring lightworkers, and I'm very, very honoured to welcome Ray and Jilly Brown. Welcome to the show.
Pleased to meet you.
Now, of course, this is one of your clinics, isn't it?
Yes, it is actually. Yes, it's where we come once a month for 2 days, and we have been coming here now for about 4 years.
Right.
Maybe a bit longer.
Would you come here once a month? Did you say? Or
Yeah, because our clinics run for 2 weeks. Then we have 2 weeks doing other things. Then we come start again.
right, what's a wonderful location.
It's very nice.
Now, you refer to yourself as a spiritual surgeon. Would that be correct?
Yes, I'm really just the. They used to call it the instrument of the surgeon.
Right.
But yes, I'm a trance medium.
Yes. So you go into trance, and then one of your main guides who will come to
Yes, Paul. Yeah.
comes through you
Yes.
and works through you.
Yeah.
Now, I've read your book, which is absolutely excellent. It's called A Mere Grain of Sand, and of course, accompanying that is the teachings of Paul, because your guide is Paul.
Yes.
Your main
Yes.
leader is Paul. Now, according to the book, he called himself a different name in the earlier days.
Yes, well, when he first came through, which was in the 1960s, he didn't really want to put me into the limelight there and then as Paul. So basically, he used another name just for that time,
Yes.
and then introduced himself as Paul when the time was right, really.
Sure. Did that meet with, how did that go down with various folk?
Well,
at the
time?
Because I mean, I read the
In the
book,
days
but-
when he didn't say who he really was, I was still training anyway. So I was only in small groups and really getting myself together. So it wasn't really, shall I say, in the forefront. When he actually announced who he was, it was when I actually started working. So
Yes.
and then I was ready for it, really.
But are you saying he was working you right from the very beginning? 'Cause
Well, from when I was about 21, that's when he first came through.
But
so-
you've been working prior to that, hadn't you? You've been...
Well, prior to working, I wasn't, no. Basically, what actually happened was I had out-of-the-body experiences when I was young.
That's what I meant, you had those
That
experiences.
started when I was about 5 years old. So that went on really until I was 11. And then there was a transformation then where they used to lift me in and out of my body. So it's been a very steady progress with Paul manipulating the situation, I suppose, from spirit.
Well, the understanding I got from the book was that they were... Because I don't believe there's anyone that actually works in the way that you do, where you are completely taken out.
No, that's
And
it is unique.
Paul comes in completely, and you're not aware at all, are you?
No.
Whereas
Once
when you first started, it was...
When I
you were
first started, it was
semi-aware,
like, like a normal, I hate to say normal, but it's a normal trance medium where there's different development. As development goes on in trance, you go through different phases. So you go through an overshadow into a light trance, into a deep trance. Well, I'm just that one step ahead of a deep trance where I'm a total takeover.
Yes,
So
which is amazing.
I just step out of my body and Paul steps in. And then I'm looked after until it's time for me to come back.
Yes, you made that... I thought it was funny when you said you get up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you go into work, and then next thing you know, it's tea time.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those situations where, I mean, Jilly knows that when I've been out shopping and somebody comes up and says, "Hello, Paul," and I go, "Oh, no, I'm not Paul, I'm Ray." So it's like, "Who are you?" I say, "Who are you, really?" And then they say, "Oh, I'm a patient," because I don't know them.
Because you've never actually... Oh, of course, because they've actually met
Yeah.
necessarily of...
I mean, we've got a scenario coming up where I'm going to India to work, and I don't know the lady, so she's going to have to put up a board. And I've never seen her. Paul's met her in the clinics, but I've never met her, so I don't know who she is. And I said, how am I going to recognise this lady? I've never seen her. So she's going to come up with a big board with Ray Brown written on it.
Now you, what is it? You're president of the International Church and Healing Fellowship. Is that?
That's right.
That's
Yes.
right.
Jilly's
And you're
the
training other healers.
Yes, we've got a program of training for healers in the organisation. Gillian is the vice president. I'm the president, and we've got a very good group of people who run the organisation, Susie and Tony Hewitt, up in the north, and we actually started the healing side of it when we came out of another organisation. So
Yes. It was detailed.
and that's basically to do. We wanted people that would do healing the way Paul wanted it, as well as doing their own healing, which is very difficult to get. So we thought, well, if we start our own healing organisation, then the people who join would want to do the healing that Paul wants anyway, as well as their own. So that's why we set it up. It's growing all the time.
And I mean, I have to say, from reading the book, the testimonies of folk are extraordinary. You are. I mean, and having met you myself, both of you, I mean, it's really important to me. The guests I have on my show are really, people in their integrity, really walking their talk, and you certainly both do that.